Hi, brothers and sisters. It is the fifth Sunday after Easter, and you can tell by the length of my hair that we are once again broadcasting our sermons and broadcasting our worship from St. Stephen's Church in Fairview. And we're thankful you can join us for this moment. It is, of course, this wonderful Mother's Day, and I always recall my own mother. She passed away just a few years ago, and she was a pretty special lady, I have to say. She was energetic, she was creative, she was a painter, she was a craftsperson, she loved to quilt, she loved to paint. Like I said, she was oil paints, for example. We have a couple of her paintings actually hanging in our living room. She was also a lover of music, though she couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. I said she was one of the most amazing singers I ever met. She could sing in all 12 keys at once. But she was a very special person. And I think she was special because she had lived a life filled with extraordinary events. She was born in 1928, could remember the years of the Great Depression. She could remember some of the challenges in life. She buried a child in infancy, a child who was born with a congenital heart defect, and that had an extraordinary impact on her life. She also had some struggles as well with her own parents. Her father died abruptly, suddenly from a heart attack, and she nursed her mother through cancer in her own home as she made her way in her own passing and in her own death. My mother also had some wonderful experiences with all of her kids. She loved all of us, and she treated us all fairly and loved us all the same way. We weren't always the same, as children and siblings can sometimes be different, but she was really quite extraordinary. A few years before she passed, she loved popcorn. She had diverticulitis, and she was always told she shouldn't be eating popcorn. And so she ended up in the hospital with one of her bouts, and it was a pretty serious one, to be honest. She had lost a lot of blood and a lot of challenges, and I had gone in to be both her son and her pastor, which is kind of unusual. She had other people, of course, she could turn to for spiritual guidance, but that was me sometimes. And she looked at me at that moment and she said, "You know, as challenging as my life may have been," she said, "I wouldn't change a single day of it, not one single moment, because it all brings me to this moment." And she said, "You know, I'm good, I'm prepared, and I'm ready." I think my mother embodied a faith in Jesus Christ as her way, her truth, and her life. And that truth and life and her way came not necessarily some kind of hyper-theological or intellectual exploration. She just had a strong sense of belief and a very personal relationship with Jesus. That same personal relationship with Jesus is made manifest in the way that Stephen deals with his persecutors. Now, he may have provoked it, calling them uncircumcised in mind and heart, but that doesn't change the fact that he also recognized that he had to tell the love of Christ. He had to share that love, even to people who were grinding their teeth when they were hearing it. My mother was an extraordinary person. Most mothers are. And so I'm very thankful for the example she gave me, the faith she gave me, to believe in a God, to believe in Jesus Christ, to know the works of the Holy Spirit in my life. So for those of you who are mothers, I wish you a happy Mother's Day. For all parents and for all who care for others, I give thanks for you. God bless.